check. Check, check. It says I'm live. It looks like the sound is probably working. Let's see. Anybody can come in and tell me if it's really working for realsies. See how my freaking hair is. It's always a mess. I'm a mess. How are you guys? Yeah, I've been ill with this thing that I mentioned to you. That's why I haven't been on for a few days, and that's why it took me so long getting on today. Um, let's see. So, how are you? It looks like I am still alone, so I'll just drink my tea and run through my regular stuff. I'm sitting down a lot lower than normal, but let me see if I can adjust some things. I moved the chair, so I have the comfy overstuffed chair so that I can be like live from my sofa. But see, I hate slouching, and then like everything gets all funky, and I don't know which side is which. And is the sound working? I think it is. Okay, so please hit your like button if you don't mind. Make sure you're still subscribed if you are subscribed. And if you're not, please, why not? Please turn on your notification bell to ring and share a video of mine with somebody that you think might like my channel. So, yeah, I'm suffering from the Trump derangement syndrome. Sherry Irvin, how are you, my friend? It's lovely to see you. And I don't remember if you're like not into talking politics, because that's all I want to talk about tonight. I'm just like losing my freaking mind over this crap in Los Angeles. But I want to know how you are and what you feel like talking about, my dear. I'm just live from my living room couch. It's actually an overstuffed chair that was in my son's room. So it's a lot more comfy, and I'm just like leaning back. I've got the fans going because that always helps when you're not feeling too well, but it's like making my hair all funny. So let me see. Oh, and I didn't use my aromatherapy. Let's see. Let's do the aromatherapy, hand lotion, all of it. Let's see. Is that all right? That's kind of bright. Oh, can't touch anything. Remember? I do. I'm not too political. Have you heard from Mark? I saw a comment of Mark's in a boob tube, community post a couple days ago. So that's all I've heard of him. And yeah, it was nice just to see his comment because, yeah, I wonder how he's doing. So there, I think that's better with the light. Like I said, I don't like it to be all washed out. And then, I want to be all dark and mysterious, but I don't want to be like slouching so much. Ugh. Okay. Aromatherapy, please. Calgon, take me away. So this is a really good perfume. It's called Burberry, and it's kind of peppery. It's kind of interesting. But I'm really into my smells. I've never spoken on the lives about my smells. This is my signature flavor. It's grapefruit. OMG. It is the bomb. This brand, I don't even know. It's really expensive. It's called Fresh. I think that's the brand name. And then it's like Hesperides grapefruit. They used to sell it at like, what's that place? Not Ulta, but the other one, the one that starts with an starts with an S. Is it Sephora? I think Sephora used to sell it. Then they quit selling it. Because I used to go in there and just like use it all the time because it was so expensive. I was like, I don't want to buy it. I just want to borrow it. But we just buy it online. My husband kind of keeps me supplied with birthdays and Christmas. So Anyway, grapefruit is the bomb. And yeah, I love to mix my smells. I'm good. Not do LOL. Not do. I don't know what that means, my dear. So my touch screen is all messed up. I mean, my computer's all messed up, so I have to use a touch screen. And then if I try to highlight stuff, it can be very dangerous. It can push things around. Let's see. What am I trying to do here? I was going to try it like that. Push stuff around. But see, what is this? What is that? Everything is so annoying there. It doesn't really matter. I'm sure it doesn't bother you guys. It just bothers me. Everything has to be perfect. So, all right, where's my notes? I have 2 notebooks tonight. I apologize for that in advance. And so, yeah, Sherry, are you paying attention to the stuff in Los Angeles? It's really uncomfortable for me to see. I've learned a lot about what happened at Kent State here in Ohio in 1970, or was it 1972? I think it was 1972, right? We just went over this the other day. The Kent State, that Neil Young song, Ohio. And I'm very concerned about something like that happening again. I'm sure a lot of people are. And then also Detroit. I didn't know about Detroit. It happened like 2 weeks before I was born. And I did not learn about it until I was 50. And they made that movie called Detroit. And yeah, I was like, how come I never learned about this? That's sus to me. So let's see, Kent State. They call it a massacre, Kent State Massacre. May 4th, 1970. So yeah, when they had the 50-year anniversary 5 years ago, that was like during the height of the COVID pandemic. But I remember going and watching a play indoors that was of the Kent State shooting. It was phenomenal. And then they didn't act out the play. They just were like townspeople talking about it in this day and age, 50 years later, and what it was like, people that were there, people, like everybody's experience. It was really good. It was amazing. I learned so much. So, anyways, weird that it was during the pandemic because I don't remember it being pandemic time. That's why it was confusing me. Let's see if I put my phone over here. That should be good, I think. And then the thing in Detroit, farts, what? First time I said I'm good, I put I do have brain parts today. Brain farts. Too funny. See, I can't think. That's so funny. So yeah, the situation in Detroit, I think, was also National Guard, but it was military. I can look that one up too, because I always want to be speaking accurately. And I hadn't looked it up. When I watched the movie called Detroit, I highly recommend it. I was just mind blown, and like I said, I think I had kind of barely heard about it a little bit in my adult life. Um, let's see, Detroit, and what do they call the Detroit? What do they call it? Uh, Occupy incident. How about I'll just try incident? Incident. What year was it? It was 1967. So it was like late July. So let's say like July 23rd, 1967. No, probably more like the 25th. Let's see. July 25th, 25, maybe the 26th. Let's see what it says. 1967. So it's called the Algiers. I couldn't remember the name of the motel. And it was throughout the night, July 25th and 26th. So just for anybody who doesn't know, or for me to refresh my memory, I'll read what the AI says. Are you familiar with it, Sherry? I had never heard about it until I saw the movie when I was 50, because they made the movie, and it's the same year I was born. On the night of July 25th, 26th, during 1967 Detroit riot, 3 young black men were killed at the Algiers Motel by police officers, according to multiple sources in Wikipedia. The incident, also known as the Algiers Motel killings, occurred near the start of the riot, which was triggered by a police raid on an after-hours bar. The Algiers Motel incident involved a task force composed of police, National Guard, and state police searching the area for alleged snipers. They found a group of black and white people at the motel and allegedly killed 3 black teenagers. Reports indicate, and some sources say, while wounding others. The officers involved were later found not guilty of charges, though investigations revealed a cover-up and abuses. The incident became a symbol of police brutality and racial violence during the 1967 Detroit riot, a period of widespread unrest across the nation known as the Long Hot Summer, according to sources and Wikipedia. So that wasn't Wikipedia, that was AI. Should we see what Wikipedia says too? You've never heard of it, Sherry? So let's see what Wikipedia says, just to compare and see what else we can learn. Algiers Motel incident. The Algiers Motel murders occurred in Detroit, Michigan, U.S., throughout the night of July 25th, 26th, 1967, during the racially charged 12th Street riot. At the Algiers Motel, I just lost it. Where'd it go? Approximately 1 mile east of where the riots began, 3 civilians were killed and 9 others abused by a riot task force composed of the Detroit Police Department, the Michigan State Police, and the Michigan Army National Guard. Among the casualties were 3 black teenage boys killed and 2 white women and 7 black men wounded. The task force was searching the area after reports were received that a gunman or group of gunmen, possibly snipers, had been seen at or near the motel. 1 death had never been explained, as the body was allegedly found by responding officers. 2 deaths have been attributed to justifiable homicide or self-defense. Charges of felonious assault, conspiracy, murder, and conspiracy to commit civil rights abuse were filed against 3 officers. Charges of assault and conspiracy were also filed on a private security guard. All were found not guilty. The riot began in the early morning hours, Sunday, July 23rd, 1967. See, this is what I'm afraid it's going to be a repeat with Los Angeles with this ICE crap. The Detroit Police Department at the time was 93% white, of whom 45% working in the black neighborhoods were considered to be extremely anti-Negro, and an additional 34% were prejudiced. So that would make 80%, 79%. Yikes. The riot began after police raided a black-owned business that hosted a blind pig illegal bar during a party to celebrate the safe return of 2 black Vietnam War veterans. Police had expected a small number of patrons. However, there were 85 or more patrons inside. As the dozens of partygoers were being loaded into police vans, a mob of people formed around the scene. One of the sons of the blind pig's owner jumped on the roof of a car and threw a bottle at the police. So you can't incite violence. And the mob followed suit. In the ensuing violence, numerous businesses were looted or burnt down as the riot spread to other districts of Detroit. At first, police officers were ordered to hold back from responding to the riot to prevent an escalation in violence. A curfew was imposed, and many people in Detroit stayed home or took shelter. Sorry, I'm like looking down so much. I'll look at you. Detroit Fire Department personnel were held back from the fires by looters throwing objects at them or by snipers. Michigan Army National Guardsmen were activated by the Michigan government and were patrolling the streets and guarding several large businesses. Michigan State Troopers and the United States Army paratroopers were also deployed to patrol the streets. The Algiers Motel at 8301 Woodard Avenue near Virginia Park District was a Black-owned business. The one I recall is where the riot at that college, Penn State, Kent State, Sherry. And remember the Neil Young song called Ohio that's written about it? And then the Rodney King riot. Thank you for bringing that up. See, and I always thought that's why they had to find O.J. Simpson not guilty, was they were very afraid of another riot in Los Angeles. And they just had those freaking crazy fires in LA, and now they've got this. Man, what a stressful place to live. I used to live in LA, growing up. I lived there for like third grade, fifth grade, most of sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, ninth grade. And that's the only time I've lived there I also lived there when I was like 5 for just a few months because, my dad was insane and we had to move all the time. So the first time I lived there was when I was about 5, and then we moved back when I was 8. And then we moved up to Northern California and then back down to Southern California. So from the time I was 10 until I was about 14. So a very impressionable time for sure. And I loved it. I absolutely loved Los Angeles and the beach and, Beverly Hills and Malibu and Venice Beach, Santa Monica. It is weird that Santa Monica, where that douchebag Stephen Smith is from, Stephen Miller, the douchebag Stephen Miller, that he's from Santa Monica, and that this all just happens to be happening in LA, which is, Santa Monica is like the beach of LA for people that aren't familiar. If you're in LA, you're not at the beach, but if you drive straight to the water from LA, you'll land in Santa Monica. And then the beach. Remember, did you see Barbie movie, Sherry, with Ken? Like, what do you do? I beach really well. I'm great at beach. So funny. Okay. Where was I? At first, police officers were ordered to hold back from responding to the rioting to prevent an escalation in violence. A curfew was imposed, and many people in Detroit stayed home or took shelter. Okay, I read that part already. Sorry. The Detroit Fire Department personnel were held back from the fires by the looters, throwing objects at them or by snipers. Michigan National Guardsmen were activated by the Michigan government, patrolling the streets. Sorry that I'm reading all that part twice. And then the Michigan State Troopers and the U.S. Army paratroopers were also deployed to patrol the streets. That is wild, the paratroopers. They're the highly, highly skilled, like, I think that Army paratroopers are kind of like Navy SEALs, basically. Like the best of the best. I was just fixing to say that about OJ. Yeah. Hello, Valentina Dallas. How are you? And no, on the Barbie movie. It's hilarious. I recommend it. So this is the only time I can hop online, or when the baby wakes up for a feed. He was born Valentine's Day, almost 4 months now. It's crazy. I had my first at 27, and now 37. It hit my hormones harder. Just wanted to say hi, and I'm listening. Have a blessed night. Thank you for saying hi, Valentina. It's been a while. And congratulations on baby number 2. How exciting. That is awesome. Boys or girls? Your first one that's 10. So you have a 10-year-old and a 4-month-old. Babies are awesome. Okay. Algiers Motel. Okay, read that part. Near the Virginia Park District was a black-owned business. That's where I stopped, right? Owned by Sam Gantz and McCurrent Pye. It was one of 3 motels in Detroit owned by Gant and Pye. The others being the Alamo at Alfred and Woodard and the Rio Grande on West Grand near Grand River. And I've never been to Detroit. I hate to say that because it seems like a cool city. I mean, it's a rough city, I think, still. And I don't live that far away from it. Maybe 4 or 5 hours drive. I mean, I've been to Michigan a bunch, but anyway, where was I? Prior to Gant and Pye's purchase in 1965, the motel's white owner had barred black people from staying at the motel. The Algiers was considered by the police to be a center of illegal drugs, and prostitution, and was raided regularly by the Vice Squad. It was located close to the then headquarters of General Motors. See, this is really good information for me. I hope that you guys are getting something out of it. And I'll get to your stuff in a second. Let me get to the bottom of this paragraph so I don't lose my place again. Executives of the firm were regular customers. To the rear of the motel, a 3-story detached home known as the Manor House or Annex was also rented to clients. Its street address was for 50 Virginia Park Street. It was accessible from Virginia Park and through a driveway from Woodard. The motel itself was laid out in the shape of a U with its office, pool, and cabana rooms to the left and a 2-story wing of rooms to the right around its parking lot. The Manor House could be seen from Woodard Avenue. Let's see. Just want to say hi, and I'm listening. Have a blessed night. Yes, you too, my dear. I believe Idaho 4 is very staged and kids could still be alive. Bubbly Waters' last video showed Mrs. G, the witch, the actress. She legit spoke of Maddie in present tense and married, witness protected. Whoa, wow. Yeah, I love Bubbly Waters. But I haven't been keeping up. That is wild. It's my assumption, witness protection. I mean, they fake mass pow to push political agendas. So maybe possible. Just makes me sick how corrupt our entire government is. It's nuts. It's absolutely insane. And yeah, I think anything's possible. Motel guests. After the riot started, the Dramatics singing group left the concert on Saturday, July 22nd, and they all checked in at the Algiers. 3 of the members left before the 25th, leaving Roderick Davis, Larry Reed, and the band's valet, Fred Temple, at the motel. On the evening of July 25th, the motel annex was occupied by several people who had taken refuge from the rioting, and it lists all the people. It looks like they range in age from 17 to 21, mostly 18. Oh, there's a 26-year-old, so the youngest is a 17-year-old. Should I keep reading? I don't want to bore you guys. Let me see. I'm just gonna scan it. Yeah, I think I'll stop reading it because it's just Horrible. It's absolutely horrible. It's disgusting. So I'll put links. I'll put a link to the Wikipedia thing in the whatchamacallit, the description. So if you want to read about it more. But that movie is really good. The Detroit movie. I was so shocked to learn all that it had happened to just, right before I was born. And then, just a couple of weeks before I was born, but then I never heard about it my whole life until I was 50. Um, yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah, I don't follow the Idaho 4 case because I think it's such staged crap. And yeah, I used to, Bubbly Water, she's great. She used to email me a lot, and, we would back and forth. And then I would present some of her information on my channel and kick her credit. And then she started her own channel, which was super cool. She's very smart. I think I was trying to talk her into starting her own channel. Um, Sherry says history repeats itself. Rugs and prosecution from beginning of time. Hollywood evil with Diddy and all the others. Well, I just think that our man baby dear leader is desperately, insanely trying to distract everybody from those two threats that Elon made online last week when he said the thing about the Epstien files and Donnie being in them, and then when he said the thing about the election um, that basically he won the election for Donnie or he stole the election for Donnie. I really think that both of those posts on X, I think that they were threats. I think they were direct threats. I think that Trumpster Fire was very threatened by them, and that he's just trying to create a gargantuan distraction to get everybody to look over here. And he's hoping people will forget about it, forget about those two things. I don't think people will, but it seems like he's really trying to spin the thing about Epstein. Like he's got all of his troops going out into the streets of YouTube to try to do damage control about the Epstein thing. I kind of think like, yeah, the Epstein thing is big and bad and ugly, but the election fraud, if there's election fraud, that's even worse. And I think that the election fraud is going to get proven because there's courts that have cases that they're investigating. Did someone knock at the door? Okay. Sorry. So I always loved how you see through the lies and corruption and never afraid to speak truth, exposing it. You have really good discernment. Love your opinion on it because your experience with law, psych, and a hub cop. You remember all that. Good for you, Valentina. Prosecution, ladies of the night, or prosecution. Yeah. Let's see. And my first is a boy with colic because I just switched from breast to bottle. You're going to be such a good nana. You look so young. I forget your son is married and in military. You look great. I hope I do. Yeah, my son is coming in just a couple of weeks with the baby and his wife. So that's exciting. They'll be here for over 2 weeks. The baby's about 6 weeks old now. My phone keeps putting prosecution. That's hilarious, Sherry. That's funny. Good night, everyone. Keep being the light in the dark. Well, thank you, Valentina. You're so sweet to say all that. And again, congratulations on your baby. Is so your first boy? Your it sounds like your this one is the boy, the one that you just had. You said my first boy. So maybe your 10-year-old is a girl, which 10-year-old girls love to help with babies. At least mine did. So that would be nice if you have a little helper, a little mini mama. So yeah, this thing with Los Angeles and another thing I want to say, Valentina, you might be interested in this before you go. I don't think a lot of people realize Gavin Newsome's ex-wife is Kimberly Guilfoyle. I think I'm saying her name right. It's weird. It's a hard name to enunciate. Kimberly Guilfoyle. Guilfoyle. I might be like making it more complicated than it is. Anyway, she was married to Gavin Newsom for like somewhere around 5 years, maybe 10 or 20 years ago. I forget. I think she was his first wife, and he has been married at least twice, maybe three times. I'm not sure. Maybe he's been twice married and twice divorced. I think that's what it is. Anyway, and we know he dated Kamala at some point in time. I don't know when, but they worked together or something. But anyway, Kimberly was engaged to Don Jr. for 5 years, just up until about sometime this past year, about a year ago. And then she got shipped off to be the ambassador of Greece, which is kind of like being banished. Anna Bees, what's up, girl? Um, and so nice to see you. And Sherry, thanks for that. Good to hear that son and baby are coming soon. Yes, yes, yes. So Kimberly allegedly, when she was engaged to Don Jr. for 5 years, was cheating on him with his dad. Allegedly. Everything I say is simply my opinion for the sake of hoping to start a conversation, open up a discussion, learn something, be educational. All my videos are made for YouTube and it's an infotainment platform. There, I said all of it, I think. Um, anyway, so that's the allegation is that Kimberly. So either way, whether Donnie and her were taking up or not, I mean, that's just gross. But the thing is just his son being engaged to Gavin's ex-wife. So there's a big history there and probably a lot of beef and probably a lot of family secrets and crap. I'm not seeing others chat. Oh, are you on live chat or are you on top chat, Sherry? Coming in late. I'm glad your grand is coming to see you. I know, I know. I'm glad I don't have to travel there because I don't like that drive over the Appalachians. And I also am not comfortable flying with all of the crap going on. Um, so I don't like them driving either on the Appalachians, but they want to come and see us and see everybody, see all their friends, show off their baby. You're on live chat, but you can't see everybody's. Maybe somebody blocked you. I mean, I think it says that there's four in here and then five with me. And we have Sherry, Valentina, and Anna Bees. So only three are commenting, which is fine. I'm not trying to say anybody else should be commenting. Sherry, make sure your chat says all messages. Live chat, top messages. Yeah. Huh. Okay. So the thing about this whole like situation in Los Angeles, like I said, I feel like Donnie's trying to create a distraction from those things. And I think it's really obvious. And I think a lot of people think that. I don't think it's just me. I think a lot of people see right through his crap. But man, he's just spinning it. He's just all that does is sort of like when people scrub things from the internet. It just tells me that yeah, of course he was diddling the youngsters. Who was it? Um, who is that one? It's in my other notebook. Here it is. There's this guy who's like a an expert in everything Trump, and he's written several books about him. And I think I wrote down his name, Michael Wolff. You guys heard of Michael Wolff? So he says that he's actually seen these photos and I believe him. The man has a lot of credibility, in my opinion. Michael Wolff says that he's seen photos of Trumpster Fire in Little E with a bunch of chicks that could be underage and they're topless. So he says that he's seen these photos, that they exist. He knows for a fact that they exist. And then Hal Sparks was making this really great observation that when Donnie says, when he's trying to make you think he's never been to Epstein Island by saying, I've never flown to his stupid island. And the thing is that when you go there, you fly to a different island and then you take a ferry boat over. So he can be truthful in saying he's never flown to Epstein Island, but he's not saying he's never been to Epstein Island. And Virginia Giuffre will say again and again, I don't remember ever seeing Donald Trump doing anything scandalous, inappropriate, bad. But she doesn't say, when she's asked in a deposition, you know, have you seen Donald Trump at these events? Have you seen Donald Trump with Jeffrey Epstein? Have you seen Donald Trump with young women? She doesn't answer yes or no, and you're supposed to answer yes or no. She, every single time she says, I don't remember ever seeing him. So to me, that's essentially, having worked in the courts, people will say, I don't remember, when they're trying to hide something, when really they're just not going to tell you. So it makes me think that because you can't prove if they remember something or not. So then if somebody shows you a picture of Virginia Giuffre with Donnie and Little E and women without tops on that are underage, she can just say, well, I didn't remember that. Okay, yeah, okay, I forgot, right? I mean, that's how you prevent perjury. Although perjury is just like not something that really gets prosecuted. So I'm drinking lots of mint tea. I'm having trouble with my digestion. That's the illness that I have, but I get to see the doctor again tomorrow. So I just have like lots of cramps and stuff. I'm just uncomfortable, but I'm more comfortable in this chair, slouching and lounging, than in that one where I sit up higher and taller. And anyway, let's see what. I can't deal with all the crap going on. I know, Anna Bees, I was telling my daughter tonight that like I forgot to quit watching the news, and the easiest way for me to get the news is watching Hal Sparks, because he'll play the actual news, but he'll pause it and tell jokes. And he's really funny and he's really sharp. So that's a much healthier way for me to get my news, because it is depressing AF. So, basically, I think that Gavin Newsome and Trumpster Fire are having a pissing contest, like who's got a bigger schlong package, whatever, And if it's true that Trump slept with Kimberly, would Gavin know that? I mean, obviously Gavin knows that she was engaged to Trump Jr. for 5 years, but in the event that it's true, and I don't know if it is or not, but in the event that it was true that Donnie slept with his son's fiance, it's so gross. He knows it, and maybe Gavin doesn't know it. So that's kind of something that he can have on Gavin, to kind of just another notch in his belt, or just something to feel competitive with Gavin about. I mean, Gavin's not my favorite, but he is like tall and handsome, generally speaking. He's smart. Sometimes he's really great, but other times he's not. So I don't know. I mean, that's how politicians are, unfortunately. But, um, you know, ooh, I just thought of something why Donnie is even more threatened by him. So we all know that Gavin has aspirations of possibly becoming president at some point in time. But because Ronald Reagan was the governor of California when he became president, I bet that's why Donnie's super threatened by Gavin, because Donnie's always trying to be like the new Ronald Reagan. He's always comparing himself to Ronnie. So, see, that's why it's so helpful for me to come on live and yak and get my ideas out. So, wow. Yeah. And Gavin would probably be much more of a people's president. He'd probably be a lot more popular. I mean, the way Donnie tries to put this spin on this ridiculous bill, and he just tries to put a spin on everything, and the way he sends his little trolls out into the streets of YouTube and all over social media. Um, and my money is still on Musk. Like, I think that Musk holds all the cards. I think that Musk could just out him in the blink of an eye. Like, and that must be really frightening for Donnie to know that at any second Musk could make a post and blow up his world. He's probably got very high anxiety right now. And all he does is talk about how crazy Elon is. It's just like, just totally trying to discredit him, just trying to trash him, talking about his Asperger's, his autism. You know, I mean, you guys know I don't care for Musk at all. I mean, he's horrible, but I hope that he does the right thing and confesses to the world that they cheated on the election. I think that's kind of a pipe dream, but it could happen. But what's better is just knowing that Donnie lives with the anxiety, knowing that his ex buddy Musk could blow him up in the blink of an eye. And he wouldn't know that it happened for a few minutes. So can you imagine having that kind of anxiety? And Musk was there. Musk was there with Little E and the Chickadees and Diddy and Donnie. So he might not have photographs or videos, but if he was there, he has his own memories, and maybe he does have photographs or videos. Who knows? Um, did you see where Virginia Epstien girl that was testifying against him died, self-unaliving or hit? Yes, Sherry. So that was exactly 2 weeks before the Diddy trial started. And I think she was Epstien. I think that, again, Donnie has a lot to hide and a lot of anxiety. And with the Diddy trial coming, because he hung out with Diddy the same way he hung out with Jeffrey. And, Virginia took down Jeffrey. She took down Ghislaine. Did she take down... I don't know if well, obviously she took down Prince Andrew, I was thinking of the guy John Brunel, the French modeling agent that was also Epstein in jail. Um, so yeah, just with Prince Andrew, little E, and Ghislaine, I mean, it's huge. So yeah, I think that the anxiety for Trumpster fire of the Diddy trial coming up, and then knowing that Virginia, she was working on other cases and she was expected to be doing depositions and testifying. Um, I hope Musk does. Well, again, just know that Donnie lives with that anxiety of knowing that in the blink of an eye, Musk could undo his entire life. The entire house of cards could blow up beyond repair. I mean, right now he thinks he's in damage control. He thinks it's just another day at the office and that he can just spin things and that he can distract by blowing up Los Angeles. I just hope that people aren't hurt, and especially I hope that there's no fatalities. But it's my opinion that there will be, that it's just a matter of time, and that he'll probably send agitators into the crowd and try to make them look like they're Antifa or, the radical left extreme, whatever crap that he loves to say. And yeah, I mean, he's always accusing the Democrats of doing stuff like that, like hiring people to do it's street theater. It's street theater. But no, he's the reality TV guy. Democrats, they're not doing the reality TV thing. This whole thing is a reality TV show to him. It's just Apprentice of the White House, or better yet, the Real House Husbands of the White House, right? Um, like the Real World. I mean, he's got that one guy who was from the Real World, and then you got Hegseth from Fox News. I mean, all the people that he has from Fox News. It's just crazy, man. It's so nuts. Um, to make fun of disabilities is low down. Thank you, Anna Bees. You always have the best comments. And yeah, I didn't make that clear, did I? It's disgusting. I mean, I personally don't believe that Musk has autism or Asperger's, or that he's on the spectrum. I think he's just really bad with his social skills, and he tries to blame it on that. Social skills are hard. And if he does have a diagnosis, or if he's on the spectrum, then good for him that he's overcoming that and doing the things that he does. But I think that he's just dragging people that actually do have those things by trying to blame all of his weirdness on those things. Um, and then Donnie and his crew are just like, oh yeah, he's so creepy. He's got, they're really like taking it to a disgusting level. Like, I mean, I don't think Asperger's or autism make a person creepy at all. And there's a ton of high functioning people that you wouldn't know that they were on the spectrum. I mean, just the way he talks about it so much. I mean, I don't believe him. I don't think that he is. Um, yes, I think she was too. Oh, you think she was Epstein also? Well, good. I'm glad I'm not alone. Yeah, that whole thing was so bizarre, with the school bus crash and the weird post with the bruises, and she was going through a divorce. And oh, also RFK Jr. was also in the Epstein logs, and he likes to explain that away. And RFK Jr.'s last wife, Mary, passed away in a very similar way that Virginia passed away. Like they both, unalived self on their ranches alone when they were alone. So, and Mary Kennedy did it. Mary Richardson Kennedy, she lost her life in the midst of a very contentious divorce with RFK Jr. They had 4 children and they were in a bitter custody battle for like 2 years. And he first met her when she was 15 and he was 21. And they probably started up then. So it wouldn't have been legal back then. And yeah, I've talked about that too. I agree with both of you, enemies. I agree, Jazz. He wants to red rum people. Donnie loves the chaos and he loves the adventure of violence, like January 6th. He loved that. I think he was disappointed that there wasn't more life lost, really. And then he keeps calling this thing in Los Angeles an insurrection, like he's trying to cancel out the January 6th insurrection that he spearheaded. And now he's spearheading this. And I do think that he'll get busted for it. I think he's going to get busted for everything. But if there's lives lost before that happens, that's just tragic. Like those lives can't ever come back. Oh, you guys, that Australian reporter that was shot in the leg with a rubber bullet? I think maybe today or yesterday. I think it was probably today. Anyway, an Australian woman was shot in the leg with a rubber bullet when she was live on air. And it's weird that she just happens to be Australian and Virginia died in Australia. And I want to know who she is. I want to know if she covered the Virginia Giuffre information. But even if she didn't, just the fact that she's from Australia, because they shot right at her, like they intended to hurt her. And it could just be because she's a journalist and they don't want people recording things. But I'm thinking that it could be because she's from Australia and that the whole thing with Virginia Giuffre. My grandson is on the spectrum. He is highly intelligent and has musical talent. He has friends and is a good gamer and baseball player. Oh, that's so sweet, Anna Bees. Yeah. Yes, I saw that Australian reporter got shot with a rubber bullet. Well, what do you think about that? The fact that she just happens to be from Australia? I mean, that's just nuts because they would have been able to tell that she was an Australian reporter because of her camera crew, her news crew. They would have labeled themselves basically. No, I missed it, I guess. So, let's see. My notes are so out of control. So yeah, I think it's really important to stay engaged, talking about getting overwhelmed with all this bull crap in the news and what Donnie's up to. I do think it's important to stay informed. For me, it's important, but I want to encourage all of us to stay informed and just to be aware of what's going on. I think that makes a difference. But let me see. So you know how they always talk about flooding the zone? It's like they are fumbling and flooding the zone at the same time. Kimberly Guilfoyle. It's Guifoyle. She also led the fundraising for Donnie's 2020 campaign. So that's interesting because that's probably, I don't know if that's how Eric met her when, or not Eric, sorry, Donald Jr. Don Jr. met her. I do not know. But yeah, the Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi, and Chuck Schumer all begged Trumpster Fire to send in the National Guard on the day of January 6th, the insurrection, and he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. And now, overriding Gavin Newsome, and it puts these law enforcement officers and soldiers in such a predicament because they follow orders. That's what they do. But if the orders that they follow are illegal, that they can be sanctioned for that. They'll be held accountable in the end. So, and I heard that they were like zip tying kids. I don't know. I don't know. You guys have probably heard about the 18-year-old guy who got arrested by ICE. I think it was in Massachusetts on his way to volleyball practice. And then he was held for 6 days. And then there was like a sixth grader, I think, that was graduating sixth grade, and she got detained from her graduation. I can't remember what state that was in, though. But did you hear about Terry Moran? So I forget what I was talking about in my last video where I couldn't remember his name. Terry Moran is the journalist that interviewed Trumpster Fire when Trump said, I didn't even know who you were, and now you have this opportunity to interview me, and you're blowing it because you're being mean. And he's a really good journalist, and he put up a post on X criticizing Stephen Miller and Donald Trump and the Trump camp got on ABC and pressured them heavily, and Terry got put on like an administrative leave. I think he got put on leave, and he's under investigation because of his post. Like, that's really sick. Like, ABC, no, they suck. If they are doing crap like that, they're just ruining it for all of us. Seriously. Um, let's see. And then I don't even know what's going on with the Ukraine-Russia war, but it's so sad to have that going on. And then the whole Gaza horrors there. I mean, I feel like Trump is accountable for all three of those situations. Like, and somebody else said it too. It was probably on Hal Sparks, but it's like there's a lot of riots when Trump's in office. The insurrection, the Black Lives Matter. Honestly, I think what happened in the summer of 2020 with George Floyd, I don't think it was that it just happened to be under Trump's presidency. I think that Trump's presidency made people feel more comfortable to do crap like that and think that they'd get away with it. When I say people, I'm talking about the law enforcement and the excessive use of force. I think there was a lot of excessive use of force when Trump was in office, and that's what they're doing in Los Angeles right now. It's insane. Let's see. Probably because she was foreign. Well, and if she covered Virginia Giuffre stuff, you know, because she's from Australia, she would probably know something about the Virginia Giuffre because she's a reporter from Australia. I can't believe ABC would do that. Yes, they suck. They absolutely suck, but I'm thinking that they're probably owned by Trump, right? I mean, I think a lot of these agencies are. Um, Lips are getting chapped. I told you I have all these fans on me so that I feel better while I'm on my live with you guys. So yeah, I miss my lives so much that I had to like redo all my furniture so that I could be more comfortable and come on live even when I'm under the weather. And hopefully the doctor will be able to help me more tomorrow with some remedies. Like I have to take like what is it? It's like Pepsid AC. It's digestion stuff, and then um, the stuff that you take for motion sickness, Dramamine, and then that Zofran. So, and I mostly feel okay as long as I'm doing all that. And then I'm trying to drink like mint tea and just trying to be super healthy, get my exercise. Because yeah, I don't even feel well enough to do my yoga, but I try to go for walks every day. Um, let's see. That's why I don't watch the news. Lies, lies, lies. Well, watch Hal Sparks because he'll give you the news with lots of jokes, jokes, jokes. There's a high percentage of American Mexican people in LA, so he doesn't care how many of them get hurt or worse. Absolutely. No, they want these people deceased. I mean, they want all of us deceased. Let's be real. It's they want white people deceased too. They want American people deceased too if they're not extreme right wing um, Christian nationalists. Sorry, you're not feeling well. Well, thank you, dear. Dramamine makes you so sleepy. Well, I have the Dramamine that is like the daytime one, like the not drowsy Dramamine. So yeah, I was careful to not buy the one that makes you sleepy because I don't need that. No. Um, Let me drink a little more tea. It's hard to, I like to keep my mic close so that you guys can hear me, but then I don't want to whack it when I'm drinking my tea. And we've been on for an hour. So there, I've had my therapy. Thanks, you guys. You're the best. No, it's been killing me. Today is Monday, and did I do a video probably on Friday? Yeah, I remember doing one on Friday, thinking that I'd go live over the weekend, and I wanted to desperately, but I couldn't swing it. And then today it was just getting later and later, but here we are. So finally. And yeah, I'm definitely not as loopy as I was when I did my live on Friday. That was kind of bad. I like made it private, so it's like members only, and I might do that to this one too, just because I'm still pretty loopy. Um, oh, what's really funny is, you know, you see them on YouTube. I see the replay of that interview with Donnie from a few months ago, where there's like a female reporter and two male reporters, one on either side of her, and she's like, "Would you release the JFK files? Would you release the something else files? Would you release the Epstien files?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe not the Epstein files because they're you don't want to ruin people's lives. There's a lot of lies in there." And I wanted to talk about that for a second because it's so effing disgusting. Like, the ruining the lives is exactly the problem with abusers like him and like Epstein. They've ruined so many people's lives. Hideous, absolutely hideous. What else did I have in my notes to say about that? My brain is just going blank. Um, there was something else though. Goodness gracious, where did it go? I thought I had more pages in here. Was it in the other notebook? Yeah, a lot of fake stuff in those files. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. Sorry if you can hear background noise. Um, Typical borderline personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder traits are that those people don't know how to interact with people, period. They know how to seduce people and they know how to go to war with people. And that's all they've got. Like, that's their social skills set, is either to get into your pants or to try to take you out. And look at like what Donnie's done with Musk. I mean, that whole freaking thing, the way they talked about loving each other and how much they liked each other and how they were like just so cozy, like in bed together, it was so bizarre. And then the way they keep talking about this breakup, like, are they having an affair? It's almost like they were. It's so weird. It's so weird. But yeah, let's see what else you're saying, Annabees. The last time you were on and you told us you were dizzy, etc., I started feeling dizzy and nauseated. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you didn't catch it from me. I know that's the one thing that's nice is I'm not contagious, but I probably told you how I had self-diagnosed my illness, my not feeling well for a few days. I really thought it was just like Trump derangement syndrome fatigue. So then when I got this gastrointestinal thing, whatever, I wrote down what what you said it was, but it's something a little bit different than what you said. Um, but yeah, you said gastro paralysis, and there's another word anyway. It, well, I think I looked it up, so maybe it'll come up if I type that in. Gastroparesis, right? Is that what you said? Gastroparesis. Um, but I'm sorry that you felt that too. Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun. But now I'm thinking that, when I got the diagnosis from the doctor, I was like, oh, okay, so it's not the Trump derangement syndrome fatigue, it's this gastroparesis. But then today I thought, I still think that the gastroparesis was brought on by Trump derangement fatigue because the man is just sick and uh, gastroparesis. Okay. Um, LOL, I thought it was weird. Yeah, well, and maybe because this stuff is so nauseating, maybe you're getting gastroparesis from the Trump derangement syndrome fatigue too. I mean, it's just horrible. It's absolutely horrible. So I just had to come on and rant. Gastroenteritis, another one. Yeah. Yeah, it's just no fun. I'm hoping that it gets better. Like, because it sounds like it can be indicative of other problems, but maybe it'll resolve itself with, just like any other illness. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Donnie will get his comeuppance and I can quit being so sick of his crap. Maybe. I mean, the man is digging his own grave. He just is so full of himself, and he just thinks that he can keep being as crazy as he wants to be. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. It's pretty bad. I get, what is that? Acasemic colitis sometimes, which is really scary. Oh, what is that? I've never heard of it. Huh. Should I Google it? Um, let's see. My glasses are a little bleary. Is that ISCHEMIC colitis? Blood flow to the colon is reduced, depriving tissues of oxygen and causing inflammation. It's the most common form, affecting mainly older adults. Symptoms: patients often present with bloody diarrhea, sometimes lower abdominal pain. Oh, that sounds awful. Dang. Ugh. Have you had one of those things that you're supposed to have when you turn 50? Um, we don't even want to talk about it. My husband had one. I haven't had one. I'm not even remembering what they're called now. I just kind of refuse to do it. Where's um my eyeglasses cleaner? It can be deadly if not treated quickly, but I've been lucky and got in quickly. Wow, that's wild. Annabees, you have lupus too. Yeah, I've had a few colonoscopies. Right. Yeah, not fun, huh? Like the worst part is the not being able to eat or drink for the 12 hours before. I mean, that seriously seems like the worst part to me. I mean, the other part, not fun either. But get my glasses clean so I can read your comments more easily. So, what else should we talk about? Puppies and kittens and babies and happy things? Lollipops and rainbows? It's just so important that we take care of ourselves. So important. So I'm excited to have a new setup in here in my studio so that I can be more comfortable and take care of myself and do my live because it's really important to me. And thank you guys for being here. I think we'll wrap up because it's been an hour and 15 minutes almost. And hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to do like earlier in the day. I'm not sure if I can do like as early as noon. A lot of times it has to be more like 2, but we'll see, somewhere around there. And then yeah, get back on that horse. Usually Monday through Friday I can accomplish a live each day, and then it's just on the weekends it's so impossible. Sherry, I have sure right Sorgens. Can you tell me how to say that again? Annabese, you did a good job of spelling it out. Is it Sogrens? But the rheumatologist says my symptoms are more like lupus and rheumatoid arthritis. And oh, Ara, what's up, girlfriend? Holy crap! I haven't seen you in forever. How are you? I've been thinking about you with all the Elon Musk stuff. I was telling people the other day how you were the first, through you was the first time I learned about Elon's crap there in Texas, and how horrible he is to the locals and just destroying the land and the town and the pollution and the noise pollution and all that crap. But yeah, how are these all this deportation crap, how is that affecting you, Ara? I know that you were like born and raised here, but my goodness, if you want to respond, you don't have to if you don't want to get into it. But I've been thinking about you a lot, my dear. Lovely to see you. Um, and hope you get to feeling better. Look, lots of love from Anna B's Shogrins. Thank you. I've missed you, Ara. Oh, Ara, have you been doing any lives? It's these rich men with no other goals but to build big toys that kill our earth. That's exactly it, man. They are, it's terrible that they've got all the freaking money and power and nothing is ever enough for them. I mean, Trump is such an attention whore. He is obsessed with getting like the news, just being like at the top of the news feed. You can't say newspaper anymore. I mean, it's all online. It's like he just wants everybody to be thinking about him and talking about him every freaking day, except for when Elon is posting about him things that he doesn't want posted. Um, but yeah, they're ridiculous. They're absolutely ridiculous. I thought I couldn't remember for sure, but knew it was something not too good. Sorry. Why rockets? Why not try to fund fixing world problems? I know. I know. I mean, how many children, is it 5 million children that die of starvation worldwide each year? It's like, what? How could you allow that if you had the resources that could help in a situation like that? That is so disgusting. That's so disgusting. Um, Let me build cars, rockets, robots, little boys using big money. Well, and now, I'm thinking because Elon went in with his freaking Doge thing and he got everybody's information. And so now they can track down the people that they want to eradicate out of our country. Like they have all the information of where to find them, basically, like, and what their status is. I mean, it's just at their freaking fingertips. Like, it's some crazy crap. um Thank you, Sherry. You are sweet. I wonder if they're using Elon's technology to find illegals. Exactly, Ara, exactly. And the Doge crap, they definitely are. That's what I think. They are getting pulled over randomly, etc. Oh, wow. I did not know this. That's freaking crazy. I mean, I know that they track people like going into, say, abortion clinics. So, that's pretty creepy too. It could be so wonderful if the rich cared about children all over the world. It is so crazy. I mean, 5 million kids per year that die from starvation, just from starvation. That's not counting all the other diseases. And there was like a 4-year-old that they detained, that they deported, that was getting cancer treatment. These people are ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, now that R is here, we got to stay and chat some more. Ara, you've probably seen the boob tube TV posts that she's put in her community posts the last several days. They're really good. If you haven't seen them, I talked about them in my last couple of videos. But yeah, you can just go to her site and check them out. I know you'd be interested. Kylie Rodney stuff. And yeah, what are we going to do about the Kylie Rodney case? My goodness. And then somebody was talking about the woman that you interviewed last year whose son was killed by a drunk driver that was like military or something. Could you, if you're still here, can you remind me the woman's name or her son's name? Because that was so cool. I was so glad that I caught that live when you did that last year. She was amazing. I hope that she's still fighting the fight. They are so pro-life, but take away SNAP funds, Head Start, WIC, and Medicaid and free lunches from children. And they're pro-baby. I mean, it is such a Handmaid's Tale situation. You know, they really want certain babies to be produced. And, you know, the whole thing with the baby farming, like that's just like the most disgusting term. I'd never heard that phrase until maybe a month ago. And then just the way these people are, it is just so frightening. Like, who in the world is going to talk about having a baby farm other than Elon or Epstien? But is that like a P. Diddy thing too? I don't know. That is so scary, Ara, about people getting pulled over randomly. That is so frightening. Pro-white babies. I know, it's just gross, isn't it? It's so gross. It's like, just like, take care of the people that are in the world. Like, it's really just power and control. Like, they just want to be able to make decisions for other people. It's really disgusting. And it's really because they're just broken inside. So should I get the puppies to come in? Let me see if I can get the puppy to come in. Oh, I have my feet up on my yoga ball. I was going to tell you guys that. One sec. Gee, come here, baby. Gee, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, babies. Come on. Oh, look. Look. Come here, baby. Come here. Look. There's a bugaboo. There's a baby. Are you still here? Do you see the little puppy? This is a Cocker Spaniel who is about 5 months old, and now Coco wants in too. And she is so hilarious. She's such a little ragamuffin. And she's very affectionate. Mookie and Coco. Okay. Coco. Oh, Mookie and she love to play. Come here, Coco. Come here. Come here, baby. You can do it. Come here. Come here. Coco. Up. Come. Come. Up. No, not going to do it. She's like, no, Mom, I'm good. I'll just lay down over here. Come here, baby. Ah, puppy cam. That has been going on in Arizona for years, getting pulled over for being brown. Whoa. Well, yeah, I mean, that's just like the whole thing with black people, too. Driving while black, right? That's so weird. I mean, it's not weird, it's fucked up. That's what it is. Gotta go feed the kittens. Good night. Oh, love you all. Yeah, I know I should go too because I'm just kind of like at the end and I just was continuing because Ara got here. So thanks for being here, you guys. It's lovely to see you. And are you doing your lives these days, Miss Ara? Because I would love it if you are. And I know that you usually take them down, you don't leave them up. And so I haven't caught any lives, but I will look. Good night, Sherry. So yeah, you guys, oh my goodness, is it 11:15 or 11:11? 11:13. All right. Well, love and light, you guys. I had no idea it was that late. I guess I didn't start until 9:45. So, take really good care of yourselves. Have a good night's rest. Hope to see you mañana. And yeah, drink your water, eat your protein, eat your veggies, and just be, right? That's the most important thing. And yeah, let's pray for the safety of folks in Los Angeles. Dang. All right, I'm gonna hit that end stream button. Thanks again. Good night, Annabes and everybody. It's not working. There we go. All right. Love and light.